We're about 3 weeks away from NBA free agency being here, and on today's show, we're going to react to some rumors on Knicks Twitter where NBA Trade Report, the account, has linked the New York Knicks to three free agency options that maybe the New York Knicks could pursue. Before we dive into that, I just want to take a zoomed out view of this team and kind of try to put things into perspective for everybody that's watching this channel. Everyone always says, Marsh, we got to run it back. We do. We just got to run it back with the same people. Well, if you do run it back, you're $4 million over the first apron, and you're $8 million below the second apron, which in normal human being terms means you have no cap space. And if you have no cap space, you can't improve the roster all that much in NBA free agency. And if you want to bring back Campaign, and you want to bring back Landry Shamet, and you want to bring back DeLon Wright, you're going to have absolutely zero money to go out and sign any NBA free agents. You have the starting five under contract, and Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Karl Anthony Towns. You also still have Mitchell Robinson under contract. You still have Deuce McBride under contract. You got Tyler Kolek under contract. You're going to pick up the team option on Ariel Hukporti. But you got to get out to 14 players on this roster. I anticipate them bringing Kevin McCullough up to the big leagues for this team. But once again, you look at this graphic and it's like, well, how did the New York Knicks stay under the second apron while improving this team? The answer, you don't really get to. The NBA gives you one little tool to do so, and they call that the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is a 2-year deal that you can offer free agents where year one is $5.6 million and year two is $5.2 million. So the most the New York Knicks could offer anybody in free agency right now is a 2-year, $11.6 million deal. And if you use this deal, it hard caps you at the second apron, meaning you can't go above that amount of money spent. You also wouldn't be able to use this tool if you bring back Campaign and you bring back Landry Shamet and you bring back DeLon Wright. So wave those three guys goodbye if you want to use this. If you want to run it back in totality, you're going to have to sign veteran minimum free agent guys. And who are those guys? Like, what minimum free agent players are going to elevate the Knicks to NBA champions? Can't tell, I'm trying to paint the picture with color for you to understand the New York Knicks cannot run it back and improve this roster. There's no running it back and adding depth. The depth would be veteran minimum free agent targets. So let's go ahead and say the Knicks wave goodbye to Campaign. I don't think he's coming back. I also don't think Landry Shamet's coming back unless it's a veteran minimum free agent deal. I also don't think DeLon Wright is coming back unless it's a veteran minimum free agency deal. And who knows if those guys would sign those deals. Let's say the New York Knicks have more than $8 million under the second apron, and they're able to use the taxpayer mid-level exception. Here are some guys that, according to NBA Trade Report, they would be interested in. Let's start with Gary Trent Jr., who last played for the Milwaukee Bucks. Trent Jr., 26 years old, 6'5", about 210 pounds. He's bounced around the NBA a little bit. He's had some moments in the NBA with Toronto. He was decent last year with the Milwaukee Bucks. His calling card in the NBA is letting it fly from downtown. He wants to get threes up, and he is someone that has been able to make threes as well. This past year, for the Milwaukee Bucks, he had some success after essentially being a veteran minimum player. Played in 74 games, averaged 11.1 points per game, shot almost 6 threes per night, and made them at a 41.6% clip. The year prior to that, he shot 39% from three. The year before that, he shot 37% from three and 38% from three the year before that. In his career, he shoots 39% from downtown on 6.3 attempts. To put that into perspective, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby combined to shoot 33% from three from the playoffs. The Knicks need more shooting, and Gary Trent is a guy that could shoot the piss out of the ball, and the Knicks need more guys that can shoot the piss out of the ball. They didn't advance in the playoffs for a lot of different reasons. Turnovers and not making shots. Mikal missed a lot of shots. OG missed a lot of shots. Josh Hart, he missed a lot of shots. You got to be able to score in the modern day NBA. I like Gary Trent. I do. But I like him more as a veteran minimum target than a taxpayer mid-level exception target. I'm not really just in love with the idea of going out and giving Gary Trent a 2-year, $11 million deal where he's making $5.5 million essentially each year. Is it the worst decision in the world? No. But it would be a lot better if you can get him for the veteran minimum, and then you still have that taxpayer mid-level exception to offer to somebody else. Another name that has been linked to the New York Knicks is veteran guard Malcolm Brogdon. Played this last year for the Washington Wizards, and he's bounced around the NBA before. Won the Sixth Man of the Year award a couple of years ago with the Boston Celtics, was involved in that Jrue Holiday trade where he went from Boston to Portland. He's had some success with the Indiana Pacers before, and we all know what Brogdon is. A veteran who makes shots, can score, can handle, creates a little bit for others, but the injuries are hard to ignore. This past year, he didn't shoot the ball well. Only 28.6% from three. But the prior 2 years, he was able to lace it from deep. 44.4% in 2022 when he played 67 games for Boston. That's when he was the sixth man of the year. In 2023, 2024, he shot 41.2% from downtown. And while I don't love the fact that he's only played 24 games this past year and 39 games before that, and he's played more than 66 games one time in the last 4 years, I like the player profile of Malcolm Brogdon, a veteran who's been in big moments, has been a part of winning teams. He can create on his own. He can score on his own. He can knock it down off the catch from three. He can also play make for others. He can create for himself while also setting the table for others. The Knicks need a guy like that. They need Brunson to play a little bit more off ball. But man, there are red flags flying over the shoulders of Malcolm Brogdon due to his injuries and the lack of durability. That's a major concern for me. But that's why you might be able to get him for the veteran minimum. I wouldn't love the idea of giving a 2-year, $11 million deal to Malcolm Brogdon. But yeah, if he wants to come be a Knick for the veteran minimum, come on down, baby. I'll pick you up from the airport. That's about as much as I can offer you. I like the idea, and he's someone that I could see them pursuing. When it comes to Larry Nance Jr., the last name that was mentioned by the NBA trade report as a free agent target for the New York Knicks, not so high on this one. I like Brogdon more than him. Look, Larry Nance Jr., he's a power forward and a small ball 5 that's 6'7". I don't want to be mean to Larry Nance Jr. here, but I don't even see where he would play for the New York Knicks. I'd rather have a guy like Ariel Huckporty play more than him. I'm tired of undersized guys. What I will say about Nance, he has upped his stock in the NBA over the last couple of years because he's been able to shoot the ball a little bit better. This past year, shooting 44.7% from downtown on 3.2 attempts per game. So not the highest volume in the world, but decent volume, and he's knocking it down at a pretty damn high clip. But he's an average rebounder. He's a below-average defender. He can play make a little bit for the big man spot. And like the other guys, I don't want him at all. Or unlike the other guys, I don't want him at all on the taxpayer mid-level exception. Sure, Larry Nance, you want to come be a vet minimum guy here? Guy 13, 14, 15 on the bench? Sure. I'd rather have him than a guy like P.J. Tucker, even though Tucker was a great locker room guy from what I have heard. But I just think the Knicks could do a little bit better than giving the taxpayer mid-level exception to Larry Nance. I'll ask you guys this question. If you could only have one of these three players join the Knicks this offseason in free agency, who would it be? Would you bring Trent, Brogdon, or Larry Nance Jr. onto this team? In order, I got Brogdon number 1, Trent number 2, and Nance. I could be okay with flipping Trent and Brogdon. I'd like to get one of those guys on the vet minimum deal. Are those guys willing to sign a vet minimum deal? That's probably the next question that, unfortunately, I can't answer. I think if you ask them, they'd say, no, I want more money than that. But you don't always get to decide how much money you're going to make in the NBA. If I had to pay the taxpayer mid-level exception, I'd probably do it for Gary Trent just because the age and the durability, and he's proven he has one elite NBA skill, which is catching and shooting, especially above the break. Not really a great corner three guy, but I think the Knicks could do a little bit better than these three guys for the taxpayer. But for veteran minimum deals, I'd be cool with really any of these three. Make sure you are following me on social media. We can continue the conversation about who the Knicks should go out and target in free agency. It's going to be a busy offseason. Shams Charania says he expects the New York Knicks to be aggressive. I wouldn't consider signing these guys aggressive, but hey, there could be more than a couple steps to a plan, and I think the Knicks have one. We'll see you later. Let's go Knicks.